I stared at my phone screen in the dim glow of my Chicago cubicle, heart pounding as the message from Jordan lit up. Meet me tonight, or it's over. Little did I know, that simple invitation would unravel my life, leading me straight into a web of deception that ended in tragedy. As I typed back my eager yes, the office hum around me faded, replaced by the thrill of finally meeting the man who'd captured my soul online, only to discover he was the architect of my demise. The Windy City's relentless chill seeped through the cracks of my apartment window that evening, but I barely noticed it. I was too busy pacing, adjusting my shirt for the 10th time, my mind racing with visions of Jordan. We'd connected on a discreet dating app 6 months ago, drawn together by shared stories of loneliness in a city that never slept. He was enigmatic from the start. No profile pic, just a bio that read, "Seeking real connection in a fake world." His messages were poetry. Thoughtful rants about corporate greed, confessions of feeling trapped in a life that didn't fit. I, Dylan Thompson, a mid-level accountant at a downtown firm, poured out my own frustrations, the endless spreadsheets, the subtle homophobia from colleagues who joked about those types in the break room. Jordan got it. He understood the isolation of being gay in a professional world that demanded conformity. Our chats evolved quickly. Late-night texts turned into voice calls, his deep voice wrapping around me like a warm blanket. He worked in tech, he said, traveling often, which explained the secrecy. "I can't risk my job," he'd whisper, and I'd nod along, empathizing because my own office was a minefield. My boss, Mr. Hargrove, was a relic from another era, quick to praise straight employees' family photos while ignoring mine. Coming out fully at work felt like career suicide. Jordan became my escape, my confidant. We shared dreams of a life together. Maybe leaving the city, starting fresh somewhere accepting. But doubts crept in. Friends warned me about catfishing, about the dangers of online romance. My best friend, Mia, a fellow queer ally, rolled her eyes during our coffee runs. "Dylan, you've never even seen his face. What if he's married? Or worse?" I'd laugh it off, but deep down the anonymity gnawed at me. Still, the connection felt real. He knew my favorite books, my fears of never finding love in a society that still debated our rights. When he suggested meeting at a quiet bar in Wrigleyville, I jumped at it. As I stepped into the bustling spot, scanning faces, my phone buzzed. I'm in the back booth. Blue sweater. My pulse quickened. There he was, tall, dark-haired, with a smile that matched the charm in his words. Jordan, or so I thought. We talked for hours. He was everything I'd imagined. Intelligent, funny, with eyes that held a depth of experience. He spoke of his conservative family back in the suburbs, how they'd disowned a cousin for coming out. It mirrored my own story, my parents in Ohio who pretended my sexuality was a phase. By the end of the night, as we shared a tentative hug goodbye, I was hooked. "This is the start," he said, and I believed him. The next weeks were a whirlwind. We met sporadically, dinners, walks along the lakefront. But Jordan remained elusive about his life. No home visits, no social media. "Work's intense," he'd say. I pushed aside the red flags, focusing on the joy he brought. At the office, I even started standing up more, deflecting a coworker's ignorant comment about Pride Month with a sharp retort. Jordan inspired that courage. Little did I know, our relationship was built on lies that would soon explode. One evening, after a particularly grueling day auditing financials, I confided in him about a shady deal I'd uncovered at work. Hargrove's signing off on inflated expenses. I vented over text. It could be fraud. Jordan's response was oddly probing. "Tell me more. Who else knows?" I spilled details, trusting him completely. That night, as I drifted to sleep, a nagging thought hit. Why did he care so much about my job? The conflicts began subtly. My family visited for a weekend, and I hid Jordan's existence, fearing their judgment. Mom's pointed questions about settling down with a nice girl stung, reminding me of the societal pressures we faced. Jordan, when I told him later, was supportive but distant. "Families change," he said. But his own stories shifted. First his job was in software, then consulting. Inconsistencies piled up, fueling arguments. "Why can't I meet your friends?" I'd ask. He'd deflect, citing privacy. Then came the first major clash. At a local LGBTQ event, I spotted him across the room, talking intensely with a man I recognized from news articles as a whistleblower activist. When I approached, Jordan bolted, later claiming it was a coincidence. Doubt festered. Mia urged me to end it. "This screams trouble, Dylan." But love blinded me. Our bond felt like a rebellion against a world that marginalized us. Two men finding solace amid discrimination. As tensions rose, work grew hellish. Hargrove called me in, accusing me of leaking info. "How did internal audits get out?" he barked. I denied it, but suspicion lingered. Paranoia set in. Was Jordan involved? The thought was absurd until it wasn't. The Chicago skyline blurred past as I rode the L train home, replaying Hargrove's words. Leaks? It had to be a mistake. But that night, Jordan called, his voice strained. "We need to talk." We met at a park bench overlooking the river, the city lights reflecting like shattered glass on the water. He looked haggard, nothing like the confident man I'd fallen for. "Dylan, I'm not who you think," he confessed, eyes downcast. His real name was Ethan, not Jordan. He wasn't in tech. He was an undercover journalist investigating corporate corruption, including my firm. We'd met online because he targeted me as a source. My vents about work, ammo for his story, the romantic connection, a ploy that turned real for him, he claimed. "I fell for you," he said, voice breaking. "But I can't stop now. The fraud at your company, it's bigger than us. Embezzlement? Ties to politicians suppressing LGBTQ rights bills." I felt the world tilt. Betrayal surged through me like ice water. "You used me?" I shouted, drawing stares from passers-by. He nodded, explaining how he'd hacked minor details to build trust. Our shared experiences? Researched from public records. The pain was visceral. Here was a man I'd opened my soul to, only to learn it was all calculated. We argued fiercely. I accused him of exploiting our community's vulnerabilities. Gay men desperate for connection in a hostile society. "You preyed on my loneliness." He countered that the story could expose hypocrites. Executives donating to anti-gay causes while cooking books. "This is for us, Dylan. For equality." But his methods, deceptive, manipulative, it sparked a debate in my mind. Did the ends justify the means? In a world where corporations funded hate groups, was his lie forgivable? I stormed off, blocking his number. But the damage was done. At work, rumors swirled. Colleagues whispered about investigations. Hargrove's glares intensified, laced with homophobic undertones he'd once masked. "Keep your personal life out of this," he snarled in a meeting, implying my lifestyle made me unreliable. The office became a battlefield, highlighting the intersection of my identity and profession. Being gay wasn't just personal, it amplified every suspicion. Mia was my rock, listening as I unraveled over wine. "He's a monster," she said, but I wavered. Ethan's expose could topple corrupt power structures that harmed our community. Yet his betrayal shattered my trust. Nights blurred into anxiety-fueled insomnia. I questioned everything. Was our chemistry fabricated? Or had genuine feelings emerged from the deceit? Weeks passed in a haze. I avoided social scenes, fearing judgment. Chicago's vibrant gay community felt tainted. How many connections were real? Then, a bombshell. An anonymous tip led to a federal probe at my firm. Documents I'd mentioned to Ethan surfaced online. Hargrove was furious, launching internal witch hunts. Fingers pointed at me. "You're the only one who's different." A coworker sneered, equating my sexuality with disloyalty. The social conflicts escalated. My parents called, having heard whispers through family networks. "Is this because of your choices?" Dad asked, his words a dagger. It ignited old wounds, their conditional love, society's expectation that we conform or suffer. I defended myself, but the isolation deepened. Ethan reached out via a burner email. "I'm sorry. Meet me one last time." Against better judgment, I agreed. At a quiet cafe, he looked broken. The story's going live soon. It'll change things for good. He pleaded for understanding, sharing his own backstory. Disowned by family, driven to journalism to fight injustice. Our kiss that night was bittersweet, reigniting sparks amid the ruins. But as I left, doubt returned. Was this another manipulation? The high-stakes drama of our relationship mirrored broader societal battles. Trust versus truth, love versus justice. Little did I know the climax was approaching, and it would cost everything. The article dropped like a bomb. Front page of a major outlet. Chicago firm's fraud fund's anti-LGBTQ agenda. Details I'd shared with Ethan were woven in, anonymized but damning. My firm reeled. Stocks plummeted. Executives resigned. Hargrove was indicted, his ties to conservative lobbies exposed. The queer community celebrated. Online forums buzzed with praise for the whistleblower. But for me, it was devastation. I was fired that day, cited for breach of confidentiality. No proof, but the implication was clear. Colleagues I'd thought neutral turned hostile, muttering slurs in hallways. Fairy tale romance cost us our jobs, one said. The backlash highlighted ugly truths. In corporate America, being gay made you a scapegoat. Protests erupted outside the building. Advocates versus employees blaming the gays for the fallout. Ethan's identity remained hidden, but I knew. He texted, "We did it." Fury boiled. "You did it." I lost everything. Our confrontation at his hidden apartment was explosive. "You ruined my life," I yelled. He argued back, "I saved lives. Those funds blocked hate crime laws." The debate raged, personal sacrifice for collective good. Was it heroic or selfish? Ethan's tears seemed real, confessing his love wasn't planned. "You changed me." Torn, I left in turmoil. Society's conflicts mirrored ours. Progress demanded pain. Friends divided, Mia condemned Ethan, while others hailed him as a hero. I grappled with my role. Victim or enabler? The emotional toll mounted. Therapy sessions unpacked layers of betrayal and self-doubt. Then, a twist. Investigators questioned me. Ethan's methods bordered illegal, hacking, coercion. Did I want to press charges? The choice loomed. Protect the man I still loved, or seek justice. It sparked internal war. Loving him meant endorsing deception. Betraying him meant hypocrisy, given the greater good. As media frenzy grew, my name leaked as a source. Hate mail poured in, from bigots decrying my agenda, from allies accusing me of weakness. Chicago's streets felt hostile. I avoided pride events, fearing recognition. Ethan's pleas intensified. "Run away with me." Tempting, but laced with risk. The high drama peaked at a rally. I attended anonymously, watching speakers decry corporate bigotry. Ethan appeared on stage unmasked as the journalist. Cheers erupted, but my heart sank. He'd gone public without warning me. Betrayal anew. As he spoke of love conquering hate, our eyes met. Shame flickered in his. Post-rally, we met in chaos. "Why?" I demanded. "For us," he said. But trust was shattered. We parted amid tears, the city's pulse echoing our fractured bond. Yet embers lingered. In quiet moments, I pondered. Could love born from lies endure? Society's judgments amplified our strife. Homophobia, corporate ethics, personal integrity. The story's ripples continued, fueling debates on means versus ends. Months dragged on in unemployment's shadow. I scraped by on savings, applying endlessly. Rejections cited the scandal. My name was tainted. Friends distanced, fearing association. Mia remained loyal, but even she questioned my lingering feelings for Ethan. "He's toxic," she insisted. But his expose had real impact. Laws passed, protection strengthened for LGBTQ workers. Ethan vanished post-rally, likely fleeing backlash. Occasional emails arrived. Apologies, professions of love. I ignored them, but each stirred conflict. Was forgiveness possible? In a society quick to judge gay relationships, our story became tabloid fodder. Lovers' betrayal rocks corporate world. Comment sections debated. Hero or villain? The controversy ignited broader discussions on ethics in activism. A job offer finally came, from a progressive nonprofit advocating queer rights. Ironic, born from the ashes Ethan ignited. On my first day, navigating the open office, I felt reborn. Colleagues shared stories of discrimination, fostering camaraderie I'd craved. But fate twisted again. At a conference, Ethan appeared as a speaker. Our reunion was electric. Awkward hugs, loaded glances. Over coffee, he revealed threats forced his hiding. "I never meant to hurt you." Emotions surged. We talked for hours, dissecting choices. His deception stemmed from desperation. Past traumas, a drive to right wrongs. Mine? Naivety in love. We rekindled cautiously. Dates were honest, no secrets. But society's gaze loomed. Paparazzi snapped photos. Headlines screamed, "Reunited amid scandal." Family disapproved. My parents cut contact, calling it unnatural. Friends split loyalties. The relationship became a microcosm of larger battles. Can love transcend betrayal in a divided world? Conflicts intensified. Ethan's past caught up, a lawsuit from my old firm. He faced jail. "Testify for me," he begged. The dilemma tore me, loyalty versus truth. Testifying meant reliving pain, potentially dooming him. Refusing, complicity in deceit. The trial gripped Chicago. I took the stand, voice steady. He lied, but for justice. The courtroom buzzed. Supporters cheered, detractors booed. Ethan's grateful eyes met mine. Verdict: probation, community service. Relief washed over us. Post-trial, we committed fully, moving in together, building a life. But scars remained. Arguments flared over trust. Therapy helped navigate. Society's evolution mirrored ours. Gradual acceptance amid resistance. Yet, a final storm brewed. An anonymous threat arrived. "Your love story ends now." Paranoia returned. Was it Hargrove's allies? Anti-gay extremists? We fortified, but fear poisoned joy. In a climactic confrontation, we traced the source. A disgruntled ex-colleague, fueled by homophobia. Reporting him exposed deeper networks of hate. Our stand strengthened bonds, but at cost. Constant vigilance. As peace settled, I reflected on our journey. From online spark to near destruction, rebirth. Love's resilience against societal odds. Years blended in Chicago's rhythm. Ethan and I married quietly, rings symbolizing hard-won trust. Our home buzzed with friends, queer and straight, allies in progress. The scandal faded, replaced by our advocacy work. We spoke at events, sharing our story to inspire. Love thrives despite deception, if rooted in growth. But echoes lingered. Family reconciliation came slowly. My parents attended our anniversary, tentative but present. Society shifted, more protections, less tolerance for bigotry. Yet, challenges persisted. Workplace discrimination, political backslides. Ethan's journalism evolved, focusing on ethical exposes. I thrived at the nonprofit, championing equality. Our bond deepened, forged in fire. Mornings found us sipping coffee, debating world's injustices. Our connection a beacon. One evening, as lake winds howled, Ethan confessed lingering guilt. "I almost destroyed us." I held him, "But you didn't. We chose each other." Forgiveness wasn't easy, but necessary. The city's lights twinkled, symbolizing hope amid chaos. Our story, once a cautionary tale, became one of redemption. Conflicts resolved, but questions remained. In pursuit of justice, how far is too far? As we faced future uncertainties, one truth stood. Love, flawed and fought for, endures. Was Ethan's initial deception justified by the greater good it achieved?